Have you ever been so sleep-deprived that even blinking felt like a workout? Now imagine it's not a crying baby or a thunderstorm keeping you up. It's someone else's dog, every single night. And when you ask them to help, they smirk, shrug, and say, "He's just doing his job." Cool. Then let me show you how I do mine. Hi, I'm Maya. I never saw myself as the kind of person who'd ever get into a war with a neighbor. I mean, I bake banana bread for fun. I say, "Bless you," when strangers sneeze. But I've learned something important. Even the nicest people snap when you rob them of sleep. And this is the story of how a dog barking at midnight turned me into an accidental villain. Or maybe a hero. I'll let you decide. It started 3 months ago. I just moved into a cute little apartment at the end of a peaceful cul-de-sac. Everything seemed perfect, except for one small thing. My bedroom wall shared a boundary with my neighbor's backyard. And my neighbor? He had a German shepherd named Diesel. Now don't get me wrong, I love dogs. I grew up with 2 labs and a beagle. But Diesel was built like a beast and barked like the world was ending. And he did it. Every night. From midnight to 3 a.m. without fail. Deep, echoing, chest-thumping barks. Not the occasional woof. I'm talking rage against the universe barking. The first few nights, I tried to be patient. Maybe the dog was adjusting. Maybe the neighbor just hadn't noticed. So one morning, when I saw him getting out of his truck, I waved. "Hey, sorry to bother you. Just wanted to ask if Diesel could be brought in at night. He's super vocal, and it echoes right into my bedroom." He looked at me, paused, then smiled with a smirk that made my stomach twist. "He's just doing his job." I blinked. "His job?" "Yeah, guarding. He doesn't bite, just barks. You'll get used to it. No apology, no concern, just that smug smile." Okay, first offense. Maybe he had a rough night. I let it go, but the barking continued. Midnight, 1 a.m., 2:30 a.m. Every bark was like a dagger stabbing my REM cycle. After 2 weeks of sleepless nights, I tried again. "Hey," I said, trying to keep it light. "Still having trouble sleeping with Diesel barking all night. Is there any way he could come in at night?" This time, he didn't even look up from his coffee. "He's protecting the place. That's what he does. He'll settle down." Spoiler, he did not settle down. You know how they say revenge is a dish best served cold? Well, sleep deprivation turns it into a dish served loud and early. Here's the thing, I knew something he didn't. My neighbor worked night shifts. He got home around 6 a.m. just when I was waking up. So I had an idea. Not yelling, not threats, just a mirror, a very loud mirror. I started recording Diesel's barking on my phone. Every night I captured the chaos, the howls, the deep barks, the whimpers. I made sure I got the clearest, most obnoxious clips. Then, at 5:59 a.m. the next morning, I placed my Bluetooth speaker by the shared wall. Volume maxed, clip, 3 minutes of Diesel at his finest. Timing? Right after he got home from work, I pressed play. Then I went to make my coffee and let the music of karma sing. The first morning, silence. I imagined him lying in bed, confused, listening to his own dog bark when his dog was clearly inside. The second morning, a loud thud against the wall, then complete silence. I didn't flinch, just pressed play again the next morning. No confrontation, no yelling, just his own dog, giving him the exact experience I'd endured for weeks. On day 3, something magical happened. At exactly 9:48 p.m., I heard the sliding door close. Then, nothing. No barking, no howling, no Diesel. I stared at my ceiling, waiting. Midnight came. Still nothing. Diesel was inside, and he's been inside ever since. The thing is, I never wanted to be petty, but sometimes people don't understand your pain until they feel a version of it themselves. This wasn't revenge. This was a polite, creative way to say, I matter too. And honestly, it worked better than any argument ever could. So if you're ever stuck dealing with a noisy neighbor, a disrespectful roommate, or just someone who won't listen, sometimes the best way to speak up is by letting their own noise do the talking. What would you have done if you were in my place? Would you go further? Or was this the perfect level of petty? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe, because next week, I'm telling you about the time a guy parked in front of my garage. So I trapped him there for 7 hours. Trust me, you don't